When it rains, it pours. That has definitely been my experience in the last couple of weeks, with back-to-back events, interventions, and even crisis situations. I actually thought I wouldn't be able to publish any video today, this Friday. But when I was reminded of my commitment to God and to you, I didn't need any fatigue to truncate my unbroken record of publishing an episode every Friday since this channel started in 2022. This will therefore be a short video speaking to a general matter concerning the kingdom titled, What Do You Have? Religion or Jesus? And in case this is your first time of joining me, this is Ask Pastor Nike, and I am Nike Ayola. The biggest threat to our relationship with Jesus is religion. Religion was the Pharisees' problem. This is because religion lies to us, making us think that we already have what Jesus came to give. Religion limits those practicing it to a form of godliness, that is completely devoid of God's presence. Let's listen to Mark chapter 8 and verses 11 and 13. When the Pharisees heard that Jesus had arrived, they came and started to argue with him, testing him. So he got back into the boat and left them. Look, folks, if all that Jesus came to do was start a new religion, he shouldn't have bothered. And why? Because religion was already in existence and many were already and are still even today steeped in it. But faith in Jesus is not religion. It's a relationship, a personal relationship with God as Father that is facilitated by the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, many of us don't see religion in its true light as the humongous barrier to faith that it is. But that's what it is, an almost impenetrable barrier. This is because religion is man's prescribed way of getting to God, filled with rituals, rules, and regulations of how to make it right between God and men. It lies to us that there is a way to bridge that gap. And it is outrightly dangerous because it has a form of godliness, it appears to be right, it is acceptable to the majority, it provides temporary relief, that we are somehow making an effort. And it even makes the people feel good or better about whatever wrongdoing they are engaged in. Religion makes people think that Jesus is simply an alternative, that at best he is a way, not the way. And there is a world of difference between the two. It makes people think that the salvation he offers can also be attained by other means. Religion claims that a certain faith or affiliation is conferred by reason of birth. But we know better. We know that God has no grandchildren. Religion is outward piety, a fair show of the flesh, series of activities that do not impact the core of the human, the soul, in a permanent or lasting spiritual manner. That's why Jesus compared the movers and shakers of religion to a graveyard, whitewashed on the outside, but full of rottenness within. Religion makes us argue with the sovereignty because it will mean that those who came before, who we hold in high esteem, were wrong. And seeing as how we hold on tenaciously to the so-called religion of our birth, it ends up being that many of us can't deal with that. We can't deal with the fact that our parents are or were wrong. Religion makes us stick with a process, even when there are no positive results to show for it, no positive and permanent transformation to prove its power, and no opportunity to step back and look critically at the whole picture. Because if we just pause to think about it, we'll realize that it's really not working. Colossians 2 and verses 20 to 23 from the Passion Translation says, For you were included in the death of Christ and have died with him to the religious system and powers of this world. Don't retreat back to being bullied by the standards and opinions of religion. For example, there's strict requirements. You can't associate with that person, or don't eat that, or you can't touch that. These are the doctrines of men and corrupt customs that are worthless to help you spiritually. For though they may appear to possess the promise of wisdom in their submission to God through the deprivation of their physical bodies, it is actually nothing more than empty rules rooted in religious rituals. Religion has not, cannot, and will never be able to transform any soul on a present and ongoing basis. Only faith in Christ Jesus, the one who has the power to transform lives by giving us new hearts, not refurbished ones, can do that. So what do you have? Religion or Jesus? See you again next Friday. Shalom.